Welcome, and thanks for tuning in to the latest installment of the Driftr Podcast, Flights, Miles, and Abroad, with your hosts, Brandon Boone, Kiera Sandoval, and Brian Fontenelle. Learn how to maximize points, new interesting places to explore, stories from fellow travelers, and get your traveler questions answered from our weekly podcast.
And we back into another episode. Hey, did y'all miss us?
I missed you guys.
Oh, yeah.
We missed y'all.
It's been a week.
It's been a long time. Like back-to-back episodes, finally.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm happy to be back.
Me too. Like, I miss doing this for the longest.
Yeah.
So
Shout out to everybody that messaged us and sent us DMs or emails and let us know they enjoyed the show from last week.
Yes. Some of y'all had some interesting things that y'all wrote and said. Some people liked the Peacocks and Blue Trips title.
Oh, yeah.
Some people thought it was interesting on some of our takes on, when do you take a boo trip? Some of y'all just outlined with some of the things y'all said too.
Social media was booming, man. Shout out to everybody.
Shout out to those DMs.
Straight up.
Shout out to everybody. Make sure to share the last episode because it definitely wasn't just you stuff. We're really excited to have another episode where we can share more of our insights on travel and also things that are just more interesting to you. And so with that said, let's get the show underway.
Oh, yeah.
All righty, let's go.
All right, so we're about to kick things off. And for our season 2 layouts, we're starting off on something that's near and dear to both Brandon and I's hearts, cards and points. And during our cards and points segment, we want to make sure that you definitely understand how to take advantage of every credit card you have, whether it be business cards or personal cards, so that you can use them in such a way so that you can travel for the low. We want to make sure that you're maximizing all those points so you can be a thrifty traveler. So today, Brandon, what card are we going to talk about today?
Today, we are talking about the American Express Blue Business Card.
Ooh, that's my
So,
favorite.
yeah, the next couple episodes, we're really going to be talking about business cards. Because as we stated last episode, you don't have to have like a inset or in-stone business. You can register for the credit card under yourself using your social security number. So, today, the Blue Business Plus credit card, it's a really good free. You can get it's no NO fee. You earn 2 times membership rewards points, and you get fuel your visit with 2 times points. Brian, that's right.
Yeah, 2 times points.
So that's on all flights.
Yeah, all flights. Like just pretty much any purchase. So American Express previously had the blue card, and the business blue only gave you 1 point for each purchase, and it had no bonus categories. And then they discontinued the card, and they came out with this card. So now you get 2x membership points on everyday purchases up to $50K per year.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, super dope. I mean, especially the fact that you have no annual fee. Like, no annual fee makes it a winner.
That's the thing that's pointing out. That's why I was reading. That's why I was like, dang, no NO fee.
Right.
I might need to get this myself.
Now, the good thing also is after that 50,000 points, you just get 1x points on every purchase after that. Now, this is a revolving credit card. So previously before, we talked about another credit card American Express had, the Simply Cash card. Simply Cash... I don't think we did talk about it, but Simply Cash is American Express's cashback version business card that has a revolving credit line. The Business Blue is the business version of their blue card that was give you points so that you can have a membership point earning card.
That's dope.
Yeah. And then the good thing also is, with business cards, one of the things that they try to maximize is they like to give you a longer than normal credit line. So especially if you're looking to put more stuff on a credit card, getting a business card is a better way to get like a $20,000, $30,000 credit limit, especially if you want to move and consolidate all of your debt into one credit card. So you can do, like we mentioned last episode, doing transfers of credit from transfers of credit lines, like your balances on all to this one card where you're more likely going to get like a $30,000, $50,000 limit. Whereas on a personal card, they usually don't extend that much credit to you.
And another good thing I see about this card is you get 0% introductory interest rates for the first 15 months.
Ooh.
And that's always come in handy if you got like a big balance you need to transfer, or just your first purchases. If you have a big purchase coming up, it's good because you're not going to have interest on it. So that's always a plus.
Definitely. And so we're going to also we talked about the trifecta when it comes to Chase cards, pairing up the Chase Sapphire, the Chase Freedom, and the Chase Ink. So when you're thinking about getting your point strategy on American Express, I like to consider this card as part of the trifecta for me. I always like a revolving credit points card, the American Express Platinum card, which we'll talk about the business version on the next episode, and the American Express Gold card because it has 3X categories that I can take advantage of, like traveling for flights, or take advantage of gasoline purchases, or take advantage of like computer and technology purchases. So this is like one of my cards that I mentioned, one of the cards I'm actually trying to get right now, actually. I don't have any business American Express cards that have revolving credit lines. All of my American Express business cards are all charge cards, so I pay them off at the end of the month.
Oh, okay. Cause we touched bases on that some last week. Mm-hmm. Not last week, last season as well. The difference between a charge card and a credit card. Because a charge card, you have to pay off your balance each and every month.
Right.
So don't get confused on that, because some people might not know it, but some of the Amex cards is charge cards and some is credit cards. So don't get confused on that before you apply. So you'll know that you won't get caught up, basically.
Exactly.
You don't want that to happen.
So the way I look at this card is it's definitely one of those cards that you can use for everyday purchases, especially because you're getting 2X membership points. Whereas on your other American Express business cards or American Express personal cards, if you have like 3X categories, like for instance, on the American Express Premier Rewards Gold card, you get 2X on groceries, but you get 3X on flights, or the business version, you get 3X on flights, or 3X on technology, or 3X on shipping, depending on which specific category that you pick on the business version. That would be, I would use this card for everyday spending, but then I would use my other cards depending on where I get the 3X, 5X categories.
Bam.
Okay, so I have two questions.
Mm-hmm.
So how much points are they giving you for this card? I think I missed that.
That I do not see.
Yeah, they don't have an introductory offer. So
okay.
There's no introductory offer. It's just 2X points on everything. And as soon as you start using the card.
Okay, so 2X points up to $50,000.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then those points basically go to your American Express points portal like all your other Amex cards.
Right. And the good thing about having the business card for American Express is that they pull your personal account and your business account together.
Okay.
Also, if you have employee cards or, additional cards, points, their purchases also come into it. So like in the case for like my mom and dad, I just added them as card holders on my account so that I could give them a card in which I pay for like their iPhone upgrade program, and all those points end up going back to me.
Oh, very
nice.
nice.
Hey, go buy a spa trip. It's on me. I give them a card and they just go use it on the card. They don't have to worry about sending the money and all that. So, or I can tell them, hey mom, I know you pay your bills. Hey dad, I know you pay your bills. Why don't you pay your bills on this card?
Right. Get those points.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my mom and dad into the points game.
Right. Secure the points.
Right.
All day.
Because parents pay bills, though.
And I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting that Amex is offering 0% interest for how many months?
15.
Wow.
So that's pretty clutch.
Right.
Yeah. And what was the annual fee again?
0. Our favorite number.
Yep.
When it comes to annual fees.
So although it don't have a bonus offer, it's still a pretty good card.
Right.
And they have a loyalty program you can send your points to as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's clutch.
You got to think about it. You can redeem your points on Amazon, which we don't recommend. You can redeem your points on Uber, which we don't recommend. Nope. You can redeem your points for gift cards and cash back, which we don't recommend. But you can transfer to all of the different Amex transfer partners. You can use them in the portals. They also count towards Amex Travel. So when you purchase on Amex Travel, they get, I think, 2X points when you use like the Platinum card or the business card, or the business Platinum and business Gold, which we'll talk about next week when we talk about the business Platinum. So like I said, this makes up your trifecta strategy when it comes to American Express. Get you this card for everyday spending, get you the American Express Platinum card, which we'll talk about next week, and possibly look at maybe the business Gold. Boom, you have the best that you can take advantage of American Express without going to a co-branded card like a Delta American Express or like Hilton American Express or a Starwood American Express. But this makes a great strategy.
Bam. Secure those points.
Secure the points in the bag.
I like that card. I'm going to look into that, definitely.
Yeah. Now, one thing to just know about American Express. American Express has a 4 revolving credit card limit. That includes both personal and business. So Like, for instance, Brand and I both have the American Express Blue Cash card. I have the American Express SPG card, which means these are both revolving limit credit cards, which means I can only get 2 more revolving credit card line cards. So,
okay.
And you can have a max of up to 4 active cards. When it comes to the charge cards, they don't care.
Right.
Charge it up.
Because you're paying that bill off.
Right. You're paying off every month. So I don't know if American Express has led up on that. Some people have reported being able to have 5 cards.
Allegedly.
And remember, if they send you a targeted offer, which is not the offer that's publicly noted, that for some reason doesn't count against bonuses, and it also doesn't count against your limit when it comes to the 4-card limit. So I'm eventually going to cancel my Blue Cash card, get the Blue card personal, and get this Blue business card.
Yeah.
So I'll have those 3. Cause I'm keeping my SPG card. I love my SPG. I'm waiting for it to change too.
I'm definitely stepping on my Amex game this year.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get the Amex Business Blue. Definitely.
Yeah, it's a good card to me.
Any charge card that's not charging me interest for 15 months, that's a good card to have. Mm-hmm. You never know what's going to happen.
And like we talked about last week on the last episode 1 for season 2, if you want to move your debt into a place where it kind of disappears, moving into a business card, it does not reflect on your credit. So with the introductory 0% APR, transfer your balances here, pay them off in 15 months. Or if, like, for instance, you're buying a house, it's a good way to, like, move your debt. So your debt to income, your debt against your credit lines are not affecting, like, any kind of purchases or upcoming things you have.
All right.
Boy, we
Thanks, guys.
Gems.
I know. They need to pay us for this.
Right.
Get your credit right all 2018.
Live Facebook session coming soon.
Live shows coming soon.
Hey.
Every week, the Driftr Podcast features dialogue and stories from our travel community. Real stories from real travelers. If you want to join our travel community, please visit signup.driftertravels.com. Have a question about the podcast? Want to submit a question of the day or a topic for consideration? Send an email to podcastinquiry@driftertravels.com. We would love to connect with you.
All right. So we just got your strategy all set for 2018, utilizing the American Express Blue Business Plus credit card, a revolving credit card with no annual fee and lots of other benefits that's going to make a card that needs to be in your wallet for the trifecta American Express strategy. So now we're going to take a trip to a place that I just heard of not too long ago.
Shoot, me too.
Yeah.
I cannot believe you too. Like, I don't believe you.
You be dropping them gems too. I was like, dang.
Like, just to let y'all know, when we originally designed the Fly To segment of our podcast, we wanted to make it places that you probably had never been before. So you like go places in the world, because we've all gone to maybe some of the more popular places, like everybody knows in London, everybody knows in Paris, but like literally take a dart and just like spin a globe and just throw it and figure out what's good there, basically. And so Kiwi has definitely challenged us with this.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm really excited to let her take it off and tell us where we going today.
Let me get my notepad. Hold on.
Right.
I don't even understand this right now, because everyone in Driftr talks about going to Ghana all the time. So are y'all like sleep when people are talking about going to Ghana?
Because so. I guess I'm sleep. I don't know.
I'm super sleep, man. I'm still
okay.
I'm still rolling over American Express. American Airlines.
Oh my goodness.
Catch
all
me
right,
in cards and points.
Today, everyone, we're going to go to Accra, Ghana. And just so everyone knows, Accra is the capital of Ghana, which is in the west coast of Africa. So I don't know if you guys know this, but my stepfather is actually from Ghana. He's from Accra. So I grew up kind of like an African household. So I'm very, very familiar with the city. I actually visited there about 10 or 11 years ago, and I'll be going back very soon. So a couple things you guys need to know about Accra, Ghana. You have to have a visa when you go to Ghana. Just so you know, the visa costs $60 if you're buying it outside of New York. And if you're in New York, it's $70. I'm not sure why. There are a lot of things that you need for your visa. So please go online and check out the requirements, because if you don't have any of that stuff, the embassy will send you back your paperwork and you have to start all over again. Number 2, this is the west coast of Africa. So you will need a yellow fever shot 10 days before you go to Ghana. So make sure you have that in place. And you also need some malaria pills. So if you're going Accra or you're going to Ghana, anywhere in Ghana, Kumasi or anywhere like that, make sure you have your yellow fever shot. Make sure you have your malaria pills. The next thing about Ghana, and I think I told Angie this in Driftr, the locals there really, really, really like American culture and anything that has to do with hip hop. So if I were you, my suggestion would be take clothes that you don't mind bartering or giving away or trading items for there. And it's very, very hot in Ghana, so it's very, very humid. So I suggest taking clothes you don't mind sweating in, getting dusty. But when you get there, everyone's going to be asking you for everything. They'll want your hat, they'll want your belt, they'll want your sneakers, they'll want your shorts, they'll want your t-shirts, everything.
My Gucci slippers?
Definitely don't take the Gucci belt. So anything that you like don't mind giving away, that's what you want to take there. So one of the big places in Ghana to go to, or in Accra, to go to is the Art Center. And the Art Center is basically a marketplace where you can go buy all your wood carvings, all your art, all of your gifts, clothing items, jewelry, and etc. And it's an outside art center, as an outside marketplace. So when you go there, you'll see several things that you'll want. And basically what you can do is you can barter with the shopkeeper, like, hey, I'll give you this hat for this statue. I'll give you this belt. I'll give you these old sneakers. Like, they'll take your sneakers off your feet if you want to. I'll give you these sneakers for that drum. I'll give, I want this drum, so I'll give you the sneakers. Like, I even traded Essence magazines for pieces of art. Like, they don't have magazines there like that. So I traded my Essence magazines for pieces of art.
Well, now you're winning.
Consider that.
That's dope.
Right. So the next thing is, this is very important, and people kind of like shoo me off, but I know a lot of people that get sick. You have to have bottled water there. And make sure you wash the ice when you go there. If you don't, you will be sick. Another precaution, if you go in the bathroom somewhere and they have a bucket to wash your hands, do not use that water because you'll be very ill. And another precaution, the little girls like to sell something called pure water. And if a little girl tries to sell you pure water, don't buy it. It's unfiltered water. It'll make you sick, so don't do it. She'll be cute and nice and try to take your bracelet or whatever and try to be slick and sell it. Don't buy it, whatever you do.
Man, that sounds worse than the people in New York that be selling those fake bags.
Right.
Yeah, no. If you drink that pure water, you're going to be sick. So don't do it. The next thing is, one of the biggest attractions in the country of Ghana is the Elmina Castle, or the Gold Coast. And this is basically a castle that was built in like 1486 by the Portuguese. And it turned out to be one of the last buildings where the slaves were held before they got shipped off to the New World. So there is a dungeon in the bottom of Elmina Castle where all the slaves were held. And once they were ready to get packed onto the boat, they walked up onto this small little door. It's called the Door of No Return. And once they walked out the Door of No Return, they were walked on the slave ship and they were sent off to the United States. Elmina Castle, I went there when we were there. It's a very historical place. It made you very emotional because you got to go into the dungeon where all these people were held captive. They actually moved 30,000 slaves per year through this castle for many, many years. So it's kind of like, it was like an eerie place. It was very cold. It was very damp. It was very dark. Very, very like, just like kind of like you're in a dungeon, and you just can't imagine 30,000 people going through this place every single year. And then you actually get to walk to and through the Door of No Return, and it's this very, very small door. And it was like, when you go through the door, it's just like, you're very emotional because you know that a lot of ancestors that we have went through this door and never came back. So, and we lost a lot of history once people went through that door. So highly recommend you go to the Elmina Castle. I think it's like an hour to 2 hours away from Accra, but you can definitely book that tour when you get there.
That's dope.
The last tip I have for you is, when you go to Accra, you can definitely go to all the fabric shops. Make sure you have your measurements before you go out there, and you buy all the fabric you can and get all the outfits made that you can while you're out there, because it's really, really cheap to get stuff made. $10, $20 to get stuff made. You don't have to come back here and pay, $100 to $200 for outfits like they sell here. Get everything made out there. Get all your gifts out there. They'll make purses for you. They'll make earrings. They'll make bags. They'll make anything that you want out there for a few dollars. So have fun shopping for all your fabric. And that's it.
They're making suits though?
Yeah, I mean, they will. They'll make you a suit without the fabric there. You just need your measurements.
Man, that's dope. I need to get some new
It
suits.
sounds like a dope place.
Yeah, I was just talking about that today to
Straight
Stephen.
Yes. So everybody talking about they're gonna get their outfit for Black Panther. If you were in Ghana, you could have got everything out there while you were there.
Oh, that's perfect.
So sweet. Yep. So all my sister-in-laws, when they go out there, they get like everything made. They bring all this fabric back, and they have like so many cute items. So it is very, very, very inexpensive.
Oh yeah.
So
interesting.
Definitely on my list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Delta has a direct flight from New York, and I think not Dulles, but the Delta has a direct flight to Ghana. I think it's like 10 hours or 11 hours. You can also take like KLM or other. You go to like Europe and then fly from Europe over there. So
What's up?
Right. That's not
yeah.
bad.
So definitely got to go. I know Ghana's on the list for a lot of people, so that's just a lot of information, quick information that you need to know.
I mean, that was a lot of information.
Right.
I hope y'all were taking notes.
I'm still stuck on the water.
But the visa, the bartering, yeah. So when I was there, like I had some old like Asics sneakers or something like that, and I traded that for like some art, and like I said, I traded some Essence magazines for art, and a couple other people, they gave away like scarves and old belts and old watches, and they got drums and pieces and artwork and everything like that, and they'll take it right off your hands right there.
Goodwill may not get my clothes this year.
Right, just pack it up.
Right, just pack it up and I'm gonna take with me to Ghana.
Right, and it's like it could be like an old hat, and they won't even know that it's old. They'll just think that it's like cool because it was the United States, and they'll take it right off your hands.
I got a homeboy from Ghana, so he'll appreciate this.
I got a bunch of magazines too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Don't even want to talk about my magazine collection. It's pretty ill.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Travel squad trip.
Squad up.
I got family there, so we'll be good.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what's up. All right,
Yeah.
it's a done deal. See y'all there, drifters.
Yes. Have you been to Ghana and you have any pictures or any stories you want to tell us, please tag us, let us know, send us any messages. We'd love to hear about your trip.
Definitely. Make sure to tag us using the hashtag Driftr Travels on your IG posts and Twitter posts. We're sharing those out. We want to make sure to capture y'all in the element and the great travel experiences that y'all have so that other people can be inspired to see the world just like y'all doing.
Cool.
So, thanks to Snack Attack, we just took a great trip to see Ghana. And we learned all about what water to drink and what water not to drink.
I'm just stuck on a bucket of water in the bathroom. What's that?
Third world, baby. It's third world.
Hey, bottled water anywhere we travel.
Right.
Yes.
I've seen what happens when people drink that tap water. It ain't a good story.
Huh?
Never again. I've seen it with my own two eyes. It didn't happen to me, but I seen it with my own two eyes. It's like, no, never do that again, bro. Everywhere I go, tap water. I might be in America with tap water. I mean, no tap water. Tap never killed nobody except for overseas.
That's not true. They had a problem in Detroit.
Well, too soon.
Don't get me started.
I'm saying.
Look, it's Black History Month too. Don't get me started.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Look, my soul just took like 10 steps back. So, to end things off for the show, we're going to move into our open discussion segment. Now, based on the messages, DMs, and all of the feedback that we saw, y'all liked our conversation about boo trips. At what point do you buy tickets for love interest? So, we're about to piggyback off of the last conversation, but take it even to a level deeper because we were told that we did not cover this, even though I thought we did. But so for today's episode, the open discussion segment, we're going to focus on the topic that's really close to what we talked about last week, but we're going to take a little bit different spin on it. And the different spin is going to be, when do you buy tickets for your significant other when you're in a relationship? Like, first of all, are we buying tickets for significant others when we're in a relationship? Or are we going Dutch?
Dutch. Nah, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I mean, what's the stage of the relationship?
Y'all coming off of that. Y'all coming off of that. Woman Crush Wednesday, Man Crush Monday.
Right. Or is it you know what I'm saying, 3 months type relationship or a year relationship?
All right, B. Let's break it down then. All right. So we're gonna go into different categories. You're buying tickets for your significant other in your relationship, and we're gonna talk about from 0 months to 6 months. We'll talk about 6 months to 12 months, and then we'll talk about greater than 12. You should have married them by then.
Perfect. Kiwi, your thoughts.
Zero
wow.
to 6. 0 to 6 right now.
0 to 6?
Yeah.
Okay, me being me, quote unquote,
Gee,
I've been
what?
told, and quote unquote independent. I hate that word. I mean, I'm probably gonna buy my own tickets, to be honest, and I'll come out and see you. But we're gonna have like a dialogue, like, okay, I'm gonna come out this month. Are you gonna come next month? And et cetera, et cetera. So I would probably buy my own tickets the first 6 months. That's it.
So my take on 0 to 6, kind of the same with Kiwi. Like, let's go Dutch on the tickets. I mean, we're still new, and I don't want money to be a thing that breaks us apart that early.
True that.
It's really intimate now. I think about it, like kind of like traveling. But you know, hey, you get your ticket, I get my ticket. I might cover the hotel. You may cover some events, but we'll kind of basically go half and half in some way.
I think that's reasonable.
Or if I invite you on the trip, I'll cover the flights. You may cover whatever things. Like, I kind of tier between that. Because between like 6 to 12 months, it may be kind of the same. But we'll talk about it in a sec. But yeah, I'm definitely thinking about going Dutch. But if I'm being really generous, like showing you a good time, like I'm always thinking like if I ask you to do something with me, then I have an obligation to ensure that you have a good time, which makes sometimes me feel like I'll cover the cost or certain costs. But during that 0 to 6 month phase, I don't want money to be an issue. So
Yeah. And that's tough too, because that means you start a relationship as a long distance relationship. And that's just a whole nother topic.
Ooh, I didn't think about that.
That's kind of, it gets deep.
It
So I
does.
wouldn't just go stay off and like you said, like I wouldn't want money to be an issue. So I kind of be like, I pay for some, you pay for some type thing.
Right.
Or if you just extended the invite, like kind of like we said last week, then you probably need to buy a flight.
Mm-hmm.
But I still expect her to pay for something during that trip.
Yeah, like maybe a meal or something, or you know, you're gonna cover whatever kind of things you're gonna bring back for people. But you know, we'll take turns at least, because a trip, like I can understand, like we go on a date, like maybe like in the city, but we're going out somewhere else, and that's a big expense to call big expense when you think about traveling. My 2 cents.
Facts.
The facts of life.
So 6 to 12 months.
6 to
Same
12
thing.
months. Kiwi, does that change anything for you?
No, because I just don't like the opportunity that someone could like throw something in my face later. Like, I paid for all your tickets and I did all this, blah, blah, blah. So I probably would just be buying my own tickets. That way, like if I need to get out of the house or I need to leave or something happens, I don't have you throwing it in my face later.
Hitting me with that side eye.
Kiwi says
Basically.
she's independent and she can spell it too.
Yes. So I'll probably just buy my own tickets. But what I would do, like I mentioned earlier, is if we decide we're going to be in a serious relationship, then let's just set a schedule or let's set expectations on how often we're going to see each other. Then that way, like, it's not thrown out there randomly. Oh, I want to see you this week or I want to see you next week. Like, no, okay, we're going to see each other once a week, once a quarter, like every other month. Like, how's this going to happen? And then who's coming and going? That's how I would do it.
6 to 12.
That's it.
6 to 12, it kind of changes a little bit for me, but not too much, because I would say, like, hey, if I invite you on the trip, then, you know, I'm going to cover maybe a flight and you may help me with some other stuff. I really feel like whoever initiates it, you know, has some financial obligation. But then again, like, at the end of the day, we should see it as, like, going with us. So, may I buy the ticket, but you may cover, like, housing or something like that, or you cover meals. I mean, still, at that point, we don't really have to go Dutch that much, but I would still think, like, you know, we think of it as us together rather than just, like, we passed the honeymoon period.
Right.
Hopefully.
Oh.
Honeymoon periods last
Then again,
sometimes years.
I don't know. This is a
But-
touchy subject.
It is.
I want a honeymoon period forever. Can I get that?
And
You can, and then you can wake up and be like, "What happened?" I would probably cover like a flight, but it's like, all right, you got to cover maybe something else, and we agree to it. If I'm covering like whole trips, which I've experienced in the past.
Oh heck no.
Ooh, Lord.
Yeah, no, I
I'm a
couldn't do
generous
that.
person.
Unless it's like my birthday. If it's my birthday, okay, you can cover the whole thing. But other than that, I'm going to buy my flight or I'm going to take care of some stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Or like if you come to see me, then I'll cook and all the other stuff, so we don't have to like go out all the time and spend so much money. Or we'll find like events that are more affordable instead of like spending too much money every time you come.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about compromising. Yeah. Relationships are about not thinking of yourself, but thinking of two people, or thinking of y'all as a unit and being considerate to one another.
Right.
When it's healthy.
Better be healthy. If I'm dropping tickets, it's going to be healthy.
Yeah, at that point, it was like, all right, this is a real thing. Like,
Right.
This ain't no play. we ain't flying out for no situationships.
Oh man.
Oh heck no.
Nah.
Or will you?
Oh,
Not this age.
Dun, 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 dun.
Look, some people do because
Right.
their tickets get bought. I ain't mad at them.
Do you? As my dude in Iceland said, do your thing, fam.
Do your thing, fam.
Do your thing.
Oh man. What about you, B? 6 to 12? Did that change anything?
Nah, it's about the same for me. I kind of agree with you on that. And I think people must be the same. Y'all know how I rock. I don't get down like that.
B said he don't get down like that.
Nah. But if we talking about a year or more, that's different. I don't know. That's like long distance relationship for a year. But I'm married. So if we were somehow like separated or something, in that instance, of course I'll pay for a flight.
Mm-hmm.
Or if it's like really seriously, it's getting to that point. But it's still got to be some type of mutual thing. I can't just keep paying for your flight. You know what I'm saying?
Heck no.
I ain't making that Brian money. You know what I'm saying?
Look, the peasants have come, bro. The adjective that describes my life is broke. Do not be fooled by everybody and what you see on Instagram.
Right.
Now, even after a year's time, I'm still operating with that 6 to 12 because we passed the honeymoon. Like, look, we're about to go half on some stuff.
Right.
We ain't about to go half on the baby, but we about to go half on this trip. So I'm just saying, not yet, fam. But
Yeah. I'm always going to put in my part. Always. Because I don't ever want to be like a burden to anybody. Like, oh my gosh, she's coming here. I got to pay for her ticket. I got to pay for everything. Like, I don't want to be that burden on anybody. So.
we ain't burdens, fam.
None of that.
None of that. So to summarize everything, basically,
You always.
you always want to do some supporting half and half, or doing some like cost splitting. As I think is what we're all kind of getting at.
Yeah. I think that's the best bet.
Yeah. So find ways to support the cost so that it doesn't become a burden to anybody, especially even in a relationship. I get that, people want to be pampered, and I get it, but the cost of traveling, while it has come down, is still a big cost.
Right.
So especially in a relationship, it's about us. It's not about you.
Ooh. All right, love doctor.
I ain't no love doctor. Don't quote me.
Look at Kiwi.
I'm gonna be up on Twitter and I'm gonna see this tweet and I'm gonna be like, I didn't say that.
I'm giving you the side eye right now.
You give me the side eye? You give me the side eye?
Yeah.
Why?
The meanest eye I have ever seen.
I know.
You.
The biggest that side eye is huge on that TV too. All right, guys. It's been fun hanging out with y'all and talking about Baecations and the door of no return. So we look forward to having y'all tune in for the next episode next week, where we're going to cover hopefully something different than Baecations, because I'm getting mean side eyes. I got to stay on Snack Attack's good side. So we appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure to share the podcast. Leave us reviews. We've seen a whole bunch of reviews on iTunes. We're like, wow. People are enjoying the podcast.
Appreciate that.
We definitely want to continue to give you the things that you're looking for and making this podcast the best travel podcast ever. And so please, your feedback helps us to understand it. Visit driftertravels.com. Leave us insights on the topics that you want to see. Or you can continue to write it into our Slack community. So make sure to join Slack by going to driftertravels.com/Slack sign up, join the community, talk with us, chat with us, meet the other thousands of international travelers that we have in our community, so we can better connect you and help you to understand more of the resources that you have as a savvy traveler.
And subscribe to our new weekly newsletter.
Oh yeah,
we got weekly flight deals. We touch bases on our podcast and some other little fun information. So subscribe to the website, driftertravels.com.
definitely. And if you're a savvy traveler out there and want to share your experiences, we're also looking for riders too. So looking for riders for our Driftr Travels website. So make sure to visit driftertravels.com and complete this rider submission, and we'll be in touch with you because we definitely want to be able to showcase your stories on our website and also through social media. So yeah, we're giving you a lot of things to do, but basically just go to driftertravels.com.
Bam.
That's where all the good stuff's at.
There it is.
All right, guys. Well, it's been a fun episode. Look forward to tuning in next week and talking to you soon. Signing out. This is Brian.
Brandon Boone.
And Kiera Sandoval.
Bye.
See you next week, guys.
Peace.
Peace, peace, peace.